I like it.
Rogue agent neutralized.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another Division 2 video. In today's video I'm going to show you my current rifle build, and I know the rifle build's quite common now, but I just wanted to show you what I've put together, and basically if there's anybody still kind of struggling for little tips and hints on how to perfect the rifle build pretty easy, then maybe this will help you out. And there is a bit of gameplay at the end which I hope you'll enjoy. I've put a little twist on some Dark Zone action that me and my friends Dom and Stu put together. We go around ganking 4-man teams as a 2 and a 3, so hope you enjoy that. But yeah, let's get into this build. So as with all rifle builds, you should be running the Sharpshooter specialist. If you're not already doing that, this is the reason why. Basically, you get a passive talent which gives you 15% increased headshot damage with rifles, marksman rifles, and it also allows for precision kills. So that alone is probably the reason that a lot of people use this, but there is also a few other things. There is this particular talent, extra armor gained while in cover, so if you're doing a lot of PvE and you're spending a lot of time in cover, it's obviously great for that. And also you get this as well, Sharpshooter Tactical Link. All group members that are closer to the enemies that you have gain 10% headshot damage. And also round after round you do gain a little bit of rifle ammo whilst in cover, so that is always great. So yeah, perfect specialization as Sharpshooter. But let's get into the build. So as a lot of people are already doing, they're obviously taking advantage of the M1A. And the name variant is called the Baker's Dozen. Now, I won't go into too much detail of why this is so good, but obviously as you can see from my stats, it's not far off God Roll. And the perfect lucky shot obviously doesn't half help when you're taking out enemies in PvE and in PvP, I suppose. But yeah, so it's probably the go-to rifle at the moment. So if you're not using that, try and farm an M1A or a Baker's Dozen, and it'll make your build 10 times better. For a secondary, I'm just running a Pestilence, simply because of the gloves that I'm using, which I'll get into in a minute. But yeah, it's obviously, if I had something like the Bullet King, I would use that, but at the moment I still haven't seemed to get that to drop, so I'm going to stick with the Pestilence. But let's get into the actual build. So the Coyote's mask is probably my go-to mask for every single build. As you probably all know, everyone's speccing into weapon damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. So this mask is just perfect for every single build that you're probably putting together, apart from a skill build. So if you haven't got that yet, you get that level 35 in the season pass, and you won't need to worry about anything else in this slot for a DPS build. So moving on to my chest piece, I am running a Seska Vairoba chest piece for the 10% critical hit chance. It's obviously got max weapon damage, good critical hit chance, and good critical hit damage. It does come with a blue mod slot. If you don't get a perfect chest piece, obviously you can't re-roll that, because obviously I rolled weapon damage. But if you do get a really good one, I would change that incoming repairs mod and obviously recalibrate that to a red mod slot. The talent isn't what I'd usually go for, it's just the only Seska chest piece that I've kind of picked up that's worth using. I suppose a lot of people do go for Unbreakable in this slot, so this is obviously a chest piece that in time will get changed and obviously make this build even stronger. Now moving on to the holster, I'm using a Grupa Sombra holster. Again, just stacking into weapon damage, crit chance and crit damage. And then moving on from that, I've got a Grupa Sombra backpack. Again, weapon damage, crit chance and crit damage. Again, with repair skills and unstoppable force as a talent. Now, ideally, I wouldn't be running 2 Grupa Sombra pieces, but obviously at the moment, again, they're the only 2 pieces I've kind of got that are worth running. Maybe I'd go for a Providence Defense piece, whether it be a holster or a bag, just for the extra weapon damage. But yeah, at the moment, they're the 2 pieces that I'm running. Moving on to the gloves, so the Petrov gloves, these are probably the best go-to gloves in the game for DPS builds because of the damage to armor. It's just a really powerful piece of gear, so if you haven't got these already, make sure you do pick these up, and that is obviously why I'm running LMG for a second. And then I get me 10% rifle damage, obviously from my named Overlord Ornaments Fox's Prayer knee pads. Again, probably a go-to pair for the damage out of target cover. Now if we take a quick look at the stats, you can see obviously the talents there that we've already covered. And then we've got 527,000 weapon damage, 347,000, that is in PvP. We've got 48.4% critical hit chance. Now, if you take into consideration of the Coyote's mask, obviously, you know, that comes with critical hit chance, obviously bonuses, you know, so you can see there it says with Packed Instincts, you and the allies gain a bonus based on the distance of the last enemy you hit. So obviously close-up encounters up to 15 meters, 25% critical hit damage, but with a rifle, you are a bit further afield sometimes. So within that extra 10 meter range, you will be gaining 10% critical hit damage and 10% critical hit chance. And if you're even further, which sometimes you will be, you're gaining 25% critical hit chance. So with that taken into consideration, critical hit chance isn't far off maxed, which is obviously great. It's got 120.9% critical hit damage, 75% headshot damage, along with the specialization buff as well. And it's got that bit of damage to armor, and also not forgetting the damage to target outer covers with the gloves and knee pads respectively. So overall guys, this build isn't maxed out, so if you can take into consideration those stats are obviously pretty good, and then take a look at likes of the mask, you could do with, you know, a good 3 or 4% on each of the critical hit chance and damage. The holster, again, a few percent missing off each. The holster's missing some crit chance. The knee pads, they're virtually god roll, but again, they're still missing a couple of percentage of weapon damage, which will bump everything up. The gloves, again, in exactly the same situation, and then the bag. And the fact I'm running 2 pieces of Gruber Sombra, I'm obviously not putting that 15% explosive damage to any use whatsoever. So as mentioned before, and a Providence Defense piece would obviously give me that 10% headshot damage as well. So there's little bits you can change and obviously perfect this build. Hopefully this gives you something good to go off. But yeah, I've got some Dark Zone action following this. I've put some funny footage together with a few sound bites. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you do like the footage. If you do, I'll make them more often. But until next time, Agents out.
Extraction helo, almost within range. My agent has gone rogue. Rogue agent nearby. Rogue assault turret detected. Seeker mine detected. Rogue striker drone detected. Rogue explosive seeker mine detected. Rogue laser drone detected. Vehicles on site. Rogue agent neutralized.
Nope.
Nearby agent has become
What the fuck was that?
rogue agent detected. Rogue agent eliminated. Helo almost at extraction zone. Nearby agent has gone rogue. Rogue agent nearby. Rogue striker drone detected.
Oh! Now you fucked up!
Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby.
Finishing extraction.
Helo is headed back. Rogue agent nearby. Agent down.
Lagi.
Contaminated gear. Contaminated gear detected. Agent Rogue agent detected.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He needs some milk.
Rogue agent nearby. Nearby rogue agent killed. Rogue agent neutralized nearby. Nearby agent has gone rogue. Rogue agent detected. Rogue strike
Palagi,
detected.
palagi.
Detected. Nearby agent has become rogue. Rogue agent eliminated. Detonated gear detected.
Palagi,
Rogue agent neutralized. Nearby rogue agent killed.
Kobe!
Initiating rogue protocol.
I need this more than you, I think.
Gear. Arrived.
palagi.
Gotcha, bitch!
Extracting cargo. Allied agent disactivated. Rogue protocol. Serious trauma detected.
Palagi,